identification and classification lecture. Again, I would repeat that this video is purposely for educational learning, especially for criminology students. I am not an expert in content creation or video creation, but I really do hope that you will find this video helpful with your study. So welcome back everyone for our discussion of personal identification techniques. So for today, we will be discussing primary classification. So primary classification is the very first classification that we need to compute among the fingerprint classification chart. As you can see it here, I have prepared an alternative type of a fingerprint chart. Now, I have do away with the fingerprint figures, instead replaced it with the significant letters representing each pattern. So from this typical fingerprint chart, and for the purposes of education, I have devised it and only focus. So in computing the primary classification, we will only focus on the patterns, on the identified fingerprint patterns. So that is why I have come up with this. So let us just say this is our already identified patterns, identified fingerprint pattern. So we have here plane whirl inner, plane whirl outer, ulnar loop with a 13 ridge count, radial loop with 22 ridge count, ulnar loop with 12 ridge count. Then for now for our left hand, we have prepared the central pocket whirl with outer tracing, double loop whirl with inner tracing. For the middle finger of the left hand, we have prepared plain whirl with meeting tracing. And then for number 9, the ring finger, we have central pocket whirl meeting. And for the little finger of the left hand, we have ulnar loop with the ridge count of 20. So how do we compute the primary classification? So first thing, you have to check the value of each fingers. Now, each fingers has the following value. We have number 1 is 16. Finger 2 has the value of 16. Finger 3 has the value of 8. So this one. Finger 4 has the value of 8. Then finger 5 and 6 has the value of 4. Finger 7 and 8 has the value of 2, while 9 and 10 has the value of 1. So you must remember that each of the finger is designated with what we call numerator and denominator. As you can see it here, each value is designated with either numerator or denominator. In cases of odd numbers, so number 1, number 3, number 5, number 7, number 9, they are designated to be in the denominator place. While even numbers, fingers 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10, they are designated with the numerator. Now, this value, guys, will only be adopted or will only be applied if the pattern appearing on the chart are whirl patterns. So remember, if the patterns appearing to the charts are whirl patterns, then you will apply the value. So let us start. Okay, so we must not forget that there is a rule in primary that whatever result or whatever computation result from the numerator and denominator, we must always add 1. And so, we will try to compute now the numerator side first. So, in here, again, as I mentioned, we will only apply the value of the world pattern. So, since the pattern of number 6, number 2, and number 8 are world patterns, so automatically we will adopt that one. We will apply the value. But for the 4 and 10, since these are not world patterns, then we will do away with it. We will not include the value. So 4 plus 16 plus 2, then that is equals to 22. But because we have the rule of adding 1 in each value, we have the numerator and the numerator side, you have to add 1, then it will now become 23. So in writing the numerator, so in basic factoring, numerator is placed on the upper side and the denominator is placed on the lower side. So we have to write here the 23. So again, 4 plus 16 plus 2, numerator is equals to 22, but because we have a rule that we need to add 1, it is now 23. So our numerator for this set of fingers is 23. Remember, we must write the numerator or the primary classification placed at the center of the classification line. So we will go now in computing the denominator, the same process. As we trace the denominator here, it will also give us again a zigzag pattern, connecting all denominator assigned fingers. So again, we will only adopt the value if the pattern is a world pattern. Okay. So here, obviously, we must adopt 16. So 16 plus here, number 7. This is D. So this is double loop. It is a world pattern. So we have to adopt 2. So 16 plus 2, that is already 18. So for finger 3, we will not adopt the value because this is an ulnar pattern or a loop pattern. So we will go ahead to fingers number 9. So this is a central pocket whirl. We must adopt the value 1. And then for fingers number 5, since this is not a whirl pattern, then we will not adopt this one. So let us do the recap. 16 plus 2, that is 18. Not adopt plus 1, that is 19, and then fingers 5, that we will not adopt this one, so it makes our denominator 19. We must again remember that we need to add 1 as part of the given rule of the primary, making our denominator 20. So our primary classification now is 23 over 20. So that's all for the discussion of primary classification. I do hope that you have gained new learnings from the video. So before this content will end, allow me to thank the content creator and owner of Janilo Villegas Vlog for allowing me to use his YouTube channel as a platform for my lecture discussion. So in return, I would like to encourage everybody to subscribe on his YouTube channel here down below. Click that link and subscribe.